Limestone leaned sideways and hissed from the corner of her mouth. Exactly how long are they planning to stay in again? Marble gave one of her useless shrugs and continued trying to hide behind her mane. Limestone rolled her eyes. On the other side of the quarry, Pinky leaped into a giant stone and hopped about a series of poses that nearly had her toppling right back off again. Below her, Maud gazed up emphatically, while the pale pink unicorn stared with something in alarm. I don't see why Pinky couldn't come home alone for once. I mean, she's always dragging her dumb friends nowadays. Limestone's shoulders hunched. It's like we're not good enough for her anymore or something. Marble shook her head. Well, that's the way it feels. First it's one of those friends of hers, and then the whole freaking Apple family, and now some dumb unicorn she doesn't even warn us she was bringing. I mean, we're totally off schedule now. Marble shrank away from her raised voice. Sorry, Marble. It just busts my shoulders, you know. Marble agreed, sounding like she was doing just so her sister wouldn't lash out. Limestone loosened a rough sigh. I'd better go get Maudie back. If we hurry, we could still make it to today's quota. We're about to hit a seam in the north quadrant, and I'll be damned if my careful planning goes into shale pile just because Pinky's pals can't stay away from our farm. She stalked away across the quarry like she owned the place, which was practically true, but not as much as her gait implied. Pinky noticed her first, hopping up and down, waving madly. Limey, 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 hi, hi, hi. She gestured downward. This is my new friend Starlight Glimmer. She's learning about friendship and how not to take out her own personal demons on the world because misery really doesn't actually love a company after all. I brought her here to... Whatever. Limestone took up her favorite stance, slightly forward, head tilted back, exposing her chin. The better way to glare down at ponies taller than you and then let them know that she was the boss. Maudie, we're off schedule. Can you get back to the north quadrant? Double time. Sunset in less than an hour and seem imminent if we dig the T to the coordinates and depth I show you from the map. What kind of seam? Maud inquired. Amethyst, if my calculations are correct. Maud nodded and walked away without bothering to bid any pony goodbye. Well, that was rude. The unicorn, whose name Limestone did not know, wrinkled her nose. Some of us have work to do, Limestone snapped. We all can't be lazy mares who go off visiting places and ponies regardless of whether they are wanted or not. The unicorn looked shocked, then angry. She opened her mouth to respond, but Pinky just jumped down between them. Limey, that's not very nice. I'm not very nice? Limestone replied, without missing a beat. Nothing made her crankier than some pony busting on her own workplace and knocking her off schedule. That's pretty obvious, the unicorn murmured. Limestone snorted and scuffed on the ground with her forehoof. You got something to say, hornhead? Limey! Shocked Alace Pinky's tone. That's racist. What would Granny Pie say if she heard you say that? Finally, Limestone backed off. If only mentally, images of her grandmother's disapproving expression flickered across her mind. Granny Pie had been dead for years, but she and her staid feast values were still the biggest influences on her granddaughter's lives. Limestone's eyes dipped. Pony feathers. Sorry, Pinky. It's not me you need to apologize to, Limey. It's Starlight. Ugh. Limestone drew in a breath, Granny Pie's voice thrumming through her. I'm sorry I lost my temper and I called you a hornhead. I just hate being off schedule when we're close to hitting a seam. We need the boost of bits to repair the roof of the farmhouse, and this kind of break would really help with that. Pinky gave Starlight Glimmer a look over her shoulder. Starlight clearly struggled, but bit out. What does that mean? A seam? A seam is a seam. Limestone searched for a way to describe it to some pony not born into a family of rock farmers or the creatures they traded with, of gems in the ground. Seem like an address? Starlight Glimmer blinked at her, clearly not understanding. Ah! Limestone pressed her hoof on the tight spot between her eyes. Follow me. It's easier and quicker if I just show you. Ooh, Starlight! You get to see an actual seam of gems. You're so lucky. Not even Twilight has seen one of those. Neither has Rarity. She paused. Though she may actually be able to help us locate them. Then come to think of it, I wonder why I never thought of that before. Limestone shook her head. Pinkie had turned so much weirder since she moved to Ponyville. They heard Maud before they saw her, or rather before they saw the cloud of dust she was churning up. Maud herself was concealed within it, hammering away at her forehooves like jackhammers. Other rock farm families wished that they had a pony like Maud working on them. Abruptly, the noise stopped and a pair of purple hooves appeared over the other side of the crater. I hit it, Maud deadpanned, hauling herself up. Already? Even Limestone was impressed. She had calculated another 45 minutes at least, even with Maud's help. I'll go tell father, Maud bled away, like hitting the source of her income for the next few months was nothing special. Limestone motioned at the hole in the ground. A gem seam. We pry them out and sell them for profit. Come on, Starlight, we... Pinkie leaped into the cloud of dust, like there couldn't possibly any jagged rocks concealed within to impale her. Starlight Glimmer was more than circumspect. Is it safe? It is if you wait to see what you're doing, Limestone replied. But Pinkie Pie, Pinkie is Pinkie, she shrugged. Starlight Glimmer swallowed. Right. So what are you even doing here? She hasn't even talked about before. I'm new to her. Friendship group. New, right. Limestone rolled her eyes. Just a friend. I get it. What is that supposed to mean? Look, it's fine. Our dad's real conservative, but I don't care if Pinkie's dating a stallion or a mare or a timberwolf, as long as she's happy. Shock wafted through the unicorn's face. We're not. I don't like the mares. Sure you don't. Seriously, I couldn't give a monkey's butt cheek on who warms to her bed, but if you want to play it that way, your secret's safe with me. Just don't hold up any of my scheduled work again, okay? Oh, and if you hurt my sister, I'll break your nose with a hammer. I'm not dating your sister, Starlight protested. Of course she's not. Pinkie's voice floated from the dust cloud. She's totally in love with Twilight. I am not. Starlight actually stamped her hoof this time. Oh? Pinkie paused. Fluttershy then? No. Oh, another pause. I could have sworn you had a thing for her. You invited her to her house at night and everything. Then who are you in love with? No pony. Really? Yes. For absolute realies? Yes. Oh, that's so sad. It's not. 2 stamps this time. I was too busy trying to change the world for a better to worry about silly petty things like romance. So sad. Pinkie sniffed loudly. I am not. I mean, it is not. Starlight tossed her head and scowled into the cloud. You're being very aggravating, Pinkie Pie. Twilight especially told you not to do that before we left Ponyville. You're supposed to teach me about laughter and finding fun in difficult situations, not pair me up with your half-social circle. She does this, Limestone sighed. When the Apple family came to stay for Christmas, she tried to pair up with our sisters with one of the big red stallion. They looked cute together. Quiet, Pinkie. You're just jealous because I didn't match-make you with Applejack. Pinkie, I may be into mares, but even I have my limits. She could say the same about you. Celestia, damn it. Pinkie, your friend is right. This is aggravating. Pinkie let out a manic giggle, the distinctive sound of bouncing fade away, as if she had left the quarry under the cover of rock dust. For a moment, Limestone and Starlight stood in silence, waiting for her to come back. Celestia's hairy butthole. I hate it when she does stuff like this, Limestone growled. She's just so random. I'll say. Also, that is a disgusting turn of phrase. Oh, bite me! Limestone released a pent-up breath and picked up the pickaxe some pony had left nearby. Probably one of the temp workers. They were a bunch of work-shy layabouts. Come on, I'll show you what a real MFS seam looks like until she gets back. Oh, am I supposed to bring one of those tools as well? Not unless you like to use your horn and hooves, yeah. Gingerly Starlight Glimmer lifted another pickaxe from her Aurora. Follow me. I thought you said it was dangerous. I know what I'm doing. Just follow me and you'll be safe. Carefully, Limestone picked her way down the crater. She was sure-footed as a mountain goat. Too bad for her, and even mountain goats have trouble when the other goats have to leave tools lying around willy-nilly. Whoa! She cried out as her hooves shot out from under her, helped the long, carelessly discarded hammer and chisel. What the mat? Oh! Starlight's question devolved into a shriek as she kicked the chisel, hit her knee, and she pitched forward. Limestone's face hit the ground with a smack. She had a good sense to drop the pickaxe before she broke her teeth out. A breath escaped her as Starlight crashed into her from behind. What's all this shouting about? Pinky bounced into view, apparently all concerned, at least until she saw them immediately. Her hoof raised to her mouth as she let out a stream of laughter, so thick it clogged her throat and she coughed. Starlight struggled to untangle herself from where she had fallen against Limestone's upturned rump. Limestone tried not to buck her for the unfortunate way she had landed. Starlight's face re-emerged with a mortified gasp. The position was more compromising, entirely accidental and deeply embarrassing. Likewise, the fact that when Starlight tried to stand, her legs became tangled in limestones, and they fell again, rolling over in the dirt, until they fetched up against a larger rock, sticking up from the ground. Limestone stared up into Starlight's face. It was entirely too close to her own. She could smell the other mare's toothpaste, feel the warmth of her breath against her own snout, and see flecks of gold in her blue irises. Up close, the hard lines of her scowl smoothed into a broad surprise. She was actually quite pretty. Her mane fell down around her face, giving her a rubbed look that was actually pretty cute, especially with the late afternoon sun behind her, giving her a weird golden halo. I guess I should have match-made you two after all, Pinky hooted. Starlight's throat bobbed. Get off me. Yes, exactly. What was I thinking? Starlight prized herself loose and scrambled to her hooves. Limestone followed, moving carefully and absolutely not looking at the other mare, and definitely not thinking about how close their mouths had just been, and most definitely not how long it'd take since she last went on everything resembling a date. Pinky? Yeah, Limey? If you don't stop laughing, I'm gonna feed you this pickaxe. Sideways. Pinky snorted into her hooves. Whatever you say, Limey. The shadows were watching her. Sometimes she turned her head to catch them, but they were tricky. They were able to look completely normal until her back was turned. Then they arched and curled into a terrible shapes of what whipped away at the moment she tried to look at them. It was enough to render a trembling wreck beneath her bedclothes. Lulu, she groaned. Lulu, you're not real. Luna clamped her hooves together over her ears. You're not real. Not real? Well, now is that any way to talk about some pony? You're not some pony. You are something. I thought I was not real. A vulturous laughter filled the air so loudly. Luna was amazed the guards didn't come running. We're all something, darling. Some of us are merely more aware than others. We do refuse to listen to thee. Luna buried her head under the pillow. You know that it will not work. The words ribboned into her ears, even though she had the goose down so tight that she could barely breathe. Still she heard the voices as clear as Neil. Thou art my little Lulu, and I do care about thee so very much, darling. Seize this! Luna leapt from the bed, cantered across the floor, wrenched open the door in their chambers, and galloped down the hallway to her sister's room. Cease thy prattling, foul thing. Though you may run from me, darling, but thou may not hide. Thou art my little Lulu. She swooped into a front in front of Celestia's chambers. Sister, we beseech thee, let us in. Snowy white guards cantered down the hallway after her. Day guards, of course. It was daylight. Celestia wouldn't be in her rooms. Luna took off at a run, opening her wings and soaring faster still. She reached the throne room ahead of her of the unicorn guards and reared to smash open the doors with her front hooves. Sister? Only then she did realize what she was doing. Dozens of surprised and confused eyes turned on her. The court was full today. Guards had herded the civilians for a long line and were keeping orders as they waited for their audiences with the day princesses. At the other end of the room, Celestia sat regal as the cat on the velvet cushion, her head jerked up at the commotion. Oh no, Luna muttered, shrinking back in an unprincess-like manner, her hooves unclad in their usual silver shoes, clip-clopped so far too loudly for her ears. Oh yes. She spun around, looking for the owner of the voice. The guards had not followed her and they were rounding the corner. They were both male. Neither could have said that. They were shadows on the ceiling. She cowered away from them like a beaten dog. The crowd inside the throne room murmured. Seeing the night princess during the day was a strange enough. Seeing her invade the day court, wild-eyed and shouting, it was another thing altogether. Luna looked behind, her stomach clenching at the frightened expressions beginning to spread from pony to pony. Beyond them, Celestia stood, her pink mane flowing in her eyes and her narrowed in. Concerned? Anger? It was too difficult to tell. Celestia was too good at looking beatific and wise to shed the expression of completely when shifting into others. She was the consummate ruler, never crumbling in front of her subjects or hearing voices that couldn't possibly be there. Harmony, take it! Luna cursed under her breath. She opened her wings and fled. Celestia cleared her throat delicately. We do not deserve an explanation for today's outburst. Luna stared into her soup. Her bread sat untouched beside the glimmering silver bowl. When she did not answer, Celestia cleared her throat again, as if Luna must have not heard all 3 feet away. Luna, speaking to the Lulu, didst thou hear that? Celestia blinked at her. Hear what? Luna started, but stopped again immediately. Celestia was looking at her that way again. If you do not need to pity, know the chastisements. She is my sister, not thy mother. What high authority set her above thee? Thou art your equal in all things? Yes, yet she doth treat thee like a small foal in need of coddling and discipline. Luna did not realize she was gritting her teeth until they squeaked. Luna, thou dost thoroughly embarrass us to this day, Celestia said as her tone was gentle but reproving. We would appreciate the explanation. Art thou unwell? Should we send a physician? Thou don't show a little backbone, and thou art labeled a sickling? Such a condition. Luna willed the shadows to shut up. The confession that she could hear in her voice and her head rose in her throat, eager to expel herself from the air between herself and her sister. Celestia was older than her. She would know what to do. She would know what this was. Celestia always knew what was best. This is why Luna deferred to her so much. Is it, Lulu, is it really? She blinked in surprise to the silent question. Of course, that was why. How dost thou think Celestia would react if thou asked for something extravagant that does not fit in with her views of the world? And how would it be run? What? Ask her for something extravagant. See what she will say. That was stupid. She didn't want to make Celestia prove anything. She needed one of those stupid shadows to go away. Do this thing if I am wrong, and I will leave thee. Luna's eyes widened. Was this truth? Absolute truth, for you see, Celestia will fail. She does not respect thee as much as thou don't believe. I know this is by denial remains. She cleared her throat. Sister, dost thou love us? Celestia's neck arched in obvious surprise. Such a question, what causes it? Please answer us. Love thee? Why, with all my heart, my dear sister. Therefore, if I did ask boon for thee, wouldst thou grant it? Indeed, what would those ask of us? Luna bit her own lip and asked for the most outlandish thing she could ever think of. We desire our right to be extended by 1 hour. Celestia's ears flicked back. It only lasted for a moment, but Luna noticed it. Luna? We ask so very little, sister, Luna interrupted. We have never asked anything of thee in the 100 years. We have followed our duties to the letter. We ask now thou grant us this boon. Luna, it is too much. Regret fretted Celestia's words, but Luna did not hear the tone, just the words themselves. A promise given so slightly and easily taken away, whispers the shadows. Truly thou doth mean the world her heart, Lulu, just as she says, or is that a lie also? Something like rage flared in Luna's chest. She had not felt anything like it since the battle over a century ago. But when she had led the troops into battle, as the Griffin's hordes were all her sister recuperated from her wounds, the shadows caressed it, twirling around, the feeling like bellows pushing and licking the flame to greater heights in a half-doused fireplace. The soup bowl jumped within her hoof struck the table. It is too much, she shouted. We should accede to such wish if it was ours to grant. Luna, mayhap we should rise the moon before thy precious sun is lowered. Luna, thou art as aware of such request and is foolishness. Tides, crops, the natural order, all of ours to maintain. We must remain in balance and follow the rise and fall of the seasons. What was the responsibility we did undertake when we accepted our roles as rulers of day and night? We can only see one ruler here, Luna hissed up, a half curved into a snarl. And it is not us. Luna! Celestia was aghast. Luna saw the hurt and outrage in her sister's face. She watched Celestia rise from her chair the one at the head of the long table, while Luna's was merely a chair at the side, much smaller than her sister's, less ornate too, plain, unadorned. Finally, you begin to see the world through the new eyes, heard the shadows. True eyes, eyes that see the reality of things. The shining of fire and sun is beloved of our citizens so much more than your own beautiful moonlight. They do frolic and play in the warmth, but hide the silver away from the magnificent stars. Luna shoved back her plain, ugly chair so hard that it tipped over. The reluctant crash echoed around the dining room. Luna, thou art translated, Celestia cried. What else thee? Truth, dear sister, Luna spat back. Nothing but ugly truth. Celestia's chair squeaked away from the table, but a puff of glittering light, Luna was gone. Luna? Luna refused to listen to the voice or hooves banging on her door. Come out now, Luna! Do not worry, little Lulu. I will look after thee. We do not need to be looked after, Luna sniffled. We are strong, we are proud, we're the princesses of night. A tear plopped from her nose. Harmony, damn it! I will remain thy side regardless. Something soft and smooth moved back at her untidy mane. It felt nice, far nicer than Luna could admit. There was a sniggling no doubt of the back of her mind that she could be questioning this more. She would not want to know more about this voice that soothed her now. Yet she could not summon the desire to do more than roll slightly backwards to look up the curling, vaporous shadows. What art thou? She asked vaguely. The stroking felt very relaxing and her ears began to drift a little. Despite the noise at the door, she tried enough to go to sleep. Thy protector, a set of gleaming turquoise eyes concealed out of gloom. One who don't love thee far more than any insecure sister. Luna, open this door. Luna yawned. Thou doth love us? With all my heart and soul. The eyes swam closer. Shadows beneath were firming into something like a mouth after all. I was born from thine. Luna prised her lids open. Hush, sleep now. I will keep the insult wolf eye for a door. The mouth pressed a kiss into Luna's forehead. Soon there shall be only one princess in Equestria. Luna! And it shall be us.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.